If you've been trying to figure out why you feel drained all the time or you're running on empty, stay tuned because I'm going to share the number one reason empaths feel exhausted and how to fix it. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Kamona Therapy, Rituals to Process Life. My name is Christina. I'm your psychotherapist and your Reiki master here to assist you on your healing journey. And I want to turn decades of learning literally into days for you. So thank you for sharing this space with me. So I have spent years as an empath feeling constant exhaustion, always absorbing the emotions of others, always saying yes, even when I felt tired and I felt guilty for resting. So if you can relate to this, put a thumbs up or make a comment below. I also I thought that I was too sensitive. But what was happening was I was carrying others and I was forgetting about myself, right? So I grew up in a family dynamic. I had shared before that I was adopted. And the family dynamic that I ended up going into was there was addiction, there was mental illness, and there was also emotional unavailability. So what ended up happening for me was I ended up becoming hyper vigilant and being able to know what I was walking into. I remember as a young child coming home from school, walking down the street, and I could see where my mother was in the home. I could see what she was doing, but the closer I got to the house, I could sense what I was going to walk into. So what ended up happening for me was after years of going through this and trying to know what is going on within the family dynamic, being an empath, again, I had to become very hyper vigilant in order to protect myself. So, having said that, here's what I learned that most empaths don't realize. Do you want to know the number one reason why we feel exhausted all the time and how to fix it? Okay, the reason is emotional over responsibility. We feel emotionally overly responsible to care for others. So taking care of others and emotions, what happens is we confuse love with fixing or helping others. We also have a lack of emotional boundaries. We don't just feel what the other feels. We actually think that we need to solve it, right? Going through my notes because this one, I can't have you miss anything, all right? So there are 5 root causes empaths feel emotionally overly responsible. The first one is childhood conditioning. And childhood conditioning means that we need to manage the emotions of our parents, our caregivers, if they were not there for us, all right? Even our siblings, we feel overly emotionally responsible for them. The second reason is survival mechanisms. We end up being attuned to a safe place. We're trying to create a safe place for ourselves. So we have these survival mechanisms. I know for me, with the addiction going on in the family, the emotional unavailability, as well as a mental illness, I had to figure out how to survive in that environment. And then number 3 is unclear boundaries. So we're not taught to separate what's ours and what's another person's. We're just not taught how to do that. We end up absorbing and becoming, we think, that those particular emotions from that person. Number 4 is we have an empathetic sensitivity. So without tools, like no grounding practices, no deciphering of what is ours or another person's, no one there to teach us that, it actually ends up leading to burnout. and we end up trying to rescue. The fifth reason is subconscious beliefs. So if I don't help, I'm a bad person. I was actually taught that growing up when there were certain people in my family that were going through something. If I didn't help, I was actually told I was a bad person. And I don't want to feel like that, right? So this was a subconscious belief that I carried, and perhaps you have. Their pain is my fault, and it's my job to take care of them and to make them feel better. So those are the 5 root causes for emotional over-availability for empaths. All right. So here are tools that I want to share with you for you to break this cycle. Okay. Number 1, you want to do a daily check-in with yourself. Is this mine or someone else's? You want to take that moment. Okay. Give you an example. When someone that you know in life is going through something and they cry, do you cry? I've experienced that so many times in my life. You're taking it on. We can still care and not cry. So daily check-in, is this mine or someone else's? You also want to create a sacred pause. So can I say no to protect my peace? Believe it or not, you're allowed to say no. This is creating clear boundaries for yourself. Journaling or a cord-cutting release is very important. It helps to reset your field and to do grounding exercises. I've shared this in previous videos. So incense, sound healing, even solitude. We need that solitude. All right. It's so important. So I want you to understand that healing doesn't mean you stop caring. Helping doesn't mean you stop caring. It actually means you start caring for yourself too. You're allowed to include yourself in that mix. So if you're always tired and you don't know why, ask yourself, what am I carrying that doesn't belong to me? Have you ever felt like you were giving too much? And I want you to share one way you plan to protect your energy in the comments, because I would love to hear from you and support you. And if you like this and it resonated with you, hit the like button, comment, share with another empath who needs this reminder, okay? Let's take a moment. Namaste. I will see you next week with another ritual to process light. Take care. Bye.